So, I've recently moved to a tiny village just outside of quite a large city here in the UK, and I guess it sort of attracts a certain type of people around here, which is like the sort of middle class, outsider, quirky hipster types, which, honestly, I would include myself in that particular circle of people who tend to move to these smaller smaller locations outside of where the work is. You know what I mean? Um, and the other day I was out walking my dogs, and as I'm on my way back, I'm going down, a fairly busy road, and suddenly a trail. I can only describe it as a trail. I didn't even count how many of them were, but like a line, a conga line of dudes come rocketing past me on what I can only describe as motorized unicycles. I guess what I'm trying to say is that this game is very quirky and very offbeat, but I'm starting to get more and more used to that the more time I spend living in this area. Anyway, let's find out who owns these legs, shall we?
Officers of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
The man in business casual removes his cufflinks.
His hands are clean and well manicured. This is a man who knows the importance of appearances.
My name is Charles Vildrouin, and I am an official with the coalition government. I work for the Institute of Price Stabilité on assignment from Sur-la-Clé.
I don't know what any of those words mean, but I'm hoping you're going to be helpful.
I heard you talking to my friend outside. Very good. Super. I am here to assist you in any way possible. Ask me about the hanging.
You actually witnessed the lynching?
I'm sorry to say I did, officer.
The man gives a solemn nod.
He didn't see the hanging. He saw the little show staged by the Hardys. Let him talk. He may know more than even he knows.
Start from the beginning, if you don't mind.
Officer, it's very difficult to describe what I saw that night. It was so surreal to me, like in a play.
Meaning it was terrifying?
No. I mean, it was so strange. I could barely believe what was happening. I was on the balcony when it happened, getting some fresh air. I remember that first they came in, carrying what looked like a body. And then I saw all the surrounding windows go dead, one by one. That's when I understood. I should not be seeing this.
Thank you, sir. I think we got the picture. Anything else stand out?
Only that there were about 8 or 10. I couldn't make out anything. It was so dark. And it was quiet. Quietest lynching I've ever heard of, let alone heard. But I suspect you knew that already. I can't say I'm surprised. The fine reputation of the men and women serving in the RCM is well deserved.
Well, that's not much information, is it? But what's an official like you doing in Martinaise?
The coalition is only looking out for the price stability. Inflation is a killer, like a heart disease blocking the normal circulation of the economy. It must be controlled. The economy impacts the entire international community, which is why it requires international oversight.
Okay, but what are you doing here, in this apartment?
Well, I'm renovating it. It is an interesting project. The building used to be a 12-story skyscraper before the cannons took the top 4 stories off. This, of course, happened when the coalition forces landed here. You could say I'm undoing some of the material damage the international community caused when we arrived here.
What is this international community?
La communauté internationale is what Revacholians colloquially call the coalition. In other words, the nations that stopped the disaster of the revolution.
And what do I call the coalition?
Your employer, technically speaking. The governing authority of Revachol. The RCM is but one part of this provisional administration.
So what is the price stabilité?
It is the most important thing.
That doesn't tell me anything.
It's the central goal of any sound monetary policy. Maintaining the price stability is essential to maintaining high levels of economic activity, which is essential for maintaining high levels of employment, which is essential for maintaining the social stability.
And how does this benefit us exactly?
Take your daily bread, for example. Too much inflation, bread becomes too expensive. Too much deflation, it becomes too cheap for bakers to produce. That's why the Institute of Price Stability works to keep inflation just below 2%.
2% of what?
But not too far below, no. Too below is also bad. Below, but close to 2%.
You're not answering my questions at all.
The coalition believes in the importance of informing the public about the benefits of the price stability. Transparency is one of our principles. Would you like an informational pamphlet?
Okay, sure, give me a leaflet.
A sound monetary policy is essential for addressing uncertainty. Stability is the raison d'être of the moral intern. It's the reason why I identify as a moralist. But oh, I don't have my leaflets on me today. That's too bad. You can always call our information line. Making information available is part of the moral intern's commitment to transparency.
I've heard about this moral intern before, but I want to know more.
It's the International Organization for Moralists, hence Moralist International. The Institute of
that
Price
makes sense.
Stability is just one of its many mind babies, as is the coalition.
Are you a moralist?
But of course.
Am I a moralist?
Well, do you value freedom? Do you believe in a normal, stable world governed by democratic values?
But what is a normal, stable world?
The Occident is part of the normal world. Oranje, sur la clé.
Martinez doesn't seem very normal or stable to me.
Martinez? No. Martinez is something else.
What about the rest of Revachol? Is it part of the normal world?
Revachol is generally difficult. It's led by an interim government, which means it hasn't yet achieved full democracy. But they are working towards it. You're all doing very well here, relatively speaking.
I feel like every time I'm talking to people, I'm choosing option D, none of the above. Is that moralism?
Is this option D usually the most reasonable answer?
It's usually the most boring one.
Not boring, my friend. Responsible. Moralism is all about compromise and achieving the achievable. It's pragmatic, realistic, and level-headed. An ideology for doers. Are you a doer, my friend? It looks to me like you are. Now, enough of this delightful political interlude. Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
But you're some kind of bureaucrat.
Yes, as I said before, I am a commissioner from Sur la Clé working for the Institute of Price Stability. This is one of the main projects of the Moral Intern.
Wait, there isn't actually an Institute of Price Stability, is there? Or maybe there is. God, it's impossible to understand whether someone from the Moral Intern is joking or not.
Enough business, let's talk about something else.
Whatever you wish, officer.
What if I told you there's a fugitive from the moral intern in Martinez?
A fugitive? Well, I would say that is very bad indeed. Not super. What sort of a fugitive are we talking about here?
I think they may have broken into some places.
That could be quite bad, depending on what sort of place you're talking about.
Probably like a frite or something.
Ah, well, burglary is a serious violation of the right to property, but it is a local matter. Thus, the moral intern need not get involved.
He would definitely get involved with Classier's shit, it would seem.
Now, was there something else you wanted to discuss?
Seems like he might have other reasons to be here, but we'll see. Can you tell me about your friend?
Ah, my friend. My friend is a good young man. His family immigrated here from Kedra, and life has not been easy for him. But he understands the importance of education. He has taken his future into his own hands, and that's all that matters.
You still haven't told me who he is.
Sorry, who?
Your friend, the smoker on the balcony. We were just talking about him.
But I told you, officer. He's a bright young man here to pursue his education. Education is the foundation of our future, especially the arts. It is a cornerstone of our civilization.
Fine, but what's his real name?
Officer, you have to understand. I can't give you his personal information. I'm sure you have your own methods and databases, right? Please don't put me in this situation.
So what you can tell me about him is that he's here to study the arts.
He's deeply enmeshed in the study of the fine arts, yes.
As though you weren't envious enough of the boy as is.
Which arts?
He's a truly free spirit. He likes all the arts. Perhaps graphic design, printmaking, who knows? The world is open wide for a talented youth like him.
So how did you two even become friends?
How did any of us become friends? Bad things happening on the Insulindian Isola? Oil platforms ablaze in the night? Civil wars lasting for years? Finally, the international community is forced to step in.
What are you talking about? No one becomes friends that way.
Au contraire, it's how millions of people end up where they are, meeting the people they meet. It's how I came here, and my friend too.
So what are you doing in this apartment all by yourself? Sorry, his apartment all by yourself.
I'm just enjoying the view.
The man smiles, nodding to the window. What view? It's dark outside.
Listen.
He says, raising his hand.
The baby is crying in the neighboring apartment.
Someone's baby is crying.
No, listen.
He says again, looking outside.
The Insulindian Bay.
What about it?
This place used to be a luxury accommodation before the revolution. Apartments, of course, were much bigger then. A few walls have been added here and there, leaving some of the tenants without a private bathroom or a kitchen. But the million real view stays. You can't take that away.
He knocks on the balcony door, his face mirrored in darkened glass. I was asking about your friend.
My friend comes and goes. I'm sure you'll see him around. He's a busy bee.
A busy bee? What an odd choice of words.
Yeah, there's definitely more going on with that lad. I had something else in mind.
I'm all ears, officer.
And it was a whole lot of nothing, because I've got all I need.
A moment, officer. Do you have everything you need from me? I'm afraid we won't have the chance to speak again once you leave.
Hold on, why can't we talk later?
It's against diplomatic best practices for an official in my position to be discussing murders with local militiamen. And I'm pressed for time. After you leave, I should be leaving as well.
I'm not going anywhere. I just want to take a look around in this apartment.
Sure, go ahead. It's a beautiful space. Let me know if you have any further questions.
What's this? We're getting reports of normal, reasonable, temperate, political opinions somewhere in Martinez.
This is because I keep saying none of the above to political stuff, isn't it?
It's also about that, but it's also more. Perhaps it's the hangover. Perhaps it's a temporary surge of serotonin, but something tells you it's time to become a citizen of the Kingdom of Conscience.
First, where is this Kingdom of Conscience?
It is not a place. It is a moment in time that can only arise in the right circumstances. In all of human history, it's only been achieved a handful of times.
And how do you bring about those circumstances?
Incrementally. History's greatest catastrophes have been brought about by people trying to make the world a better place. Too quickly.
I mean, he's not wrong.
That's the genius of Dolores Day. She recognized that progress is meaningless if its gains are lost because of instability. Real, lasting change can only come about gradually, increment by increment.
But what about all the things that are wrong now?
Tisk tisk. Just because you live in the present doesn't mean you have the right to place your needs above the needs of the future. You may never live to see the Kingdom of Conscience. Your children may not. Even your grandchildren might not. But that's no excuse not to keep working. What sang-froid?
Wait, is the Kingdom of Conscience really about doing things or just preserving the status quo?
Do you believe the status quo is preferable to chaos and bloodshed?
Yes. Caveat.
There you have it. Sometimes holding the line is progress.
Okay, but what is this kingdom of conscience actually like?
The kingdom is difficult to comprehend, and even more difficult to describe. Partly because humanity will need to discard many of the categories that define and limit it today. The kingdom of conscience is post-capitalist, post-national. It's also post-industrial, post-ideological, and even post-sexual.
I mean, that seems fine. I still want to live for the present, though.
What you want is immaterial. The kingdom of conscience is coming, whether you like it or not. Only very slowly.
Yeah, as I say, not against incremental change. I do think that is probably the best way of achieving any goal. But preserving the status quo, not so much. So I think there's a definite line to be drawn between the two. Buckets of paint on a layer of old newspapers. An exquisite canopy bed made of metal. An old photo of the same apartment dated year '01. That's like 50 years ago, right? Expensive men's perfume lingers in the air. Quarterly business magazine. Ooh. Party Dragon's silk robe. I mean, not my style necessarily, but can't fault the bonuses on that bad boy. Don't mind if I do. And a Samaran conical hat. I feel like that's getting a little bit cultural appropriation-y, isn't it? This is soaked up in a pot. An empty ashtray. Flyers for underground parties. And dates for open lectures at a local university. Nothing else to see here, it seems. Alright. Do we...
Was there anything else? Of course.
No, I guess I just leave. Well, we didn't get much out of this lad, unfortunately. I was kind of hoping for more than that, but I'll be on my merry way, I suppose. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything else out of him. Matt, there was a few options I didn't pick, mostly just information on distant countries and areas, you know, geography stuff, which would honestly probably just go in one ear and out the other with me anyway, because I'm so bad at memorizing that sort of thing. So I was mostly interested in information on the hanging, which honestly we got nothing, and information on him, which we got something, but I don't feel like it's going to be a big deal if he's just leaving again. I don't know, man. Kind of disappointed, honestly, the amount of time we waited to have a chat with the smoker on the balcony, and that's all we got out of it. Big old stack of absolutely zilch. Ho-hum. Have we got anything? Yeah, we just kind of have to wait for tomorrow now to close the water lock. Because I believe we went through all this last time and there wasn't a great deal of stuff we could get done. Need to do that. We basically just need Kim back at this point, and then to go across the water lock. So I guess it's bedtime. None of these lads have much to say to me now. Okay, cool. Well, good night, world. I wonder if we'll have another wacky dream again. The last one was quite something, wasn't it? No. I'm intrigued as to if we're ever going to be allowed to go into Kim's room, but whatever. To bed. Early night for me.
The bed is still cold from the broken window, and not too inviting, but it's yours. You've earned it.
To sleep. Onwards to sleep.
The bed is still cold from the wind blowing in from the broken window. The mattress creaks as you close your eyes and try your hardest to fall asleep.
Here we are again, my broken bird. The waves are coming, carrying you away. But you can't go. No, you have to stay. Always half aware of yourself.
I'm genuinely terrified of this limbic system.
You're not cooperating, brother man.
Why?
It's your disgusting body. Even through your sleep you feel a vague discomfort suffusing it. Your belly and your sides are unpleasantly tender. You wish you could curl up into a fetal ball of safety. But you cannot, because of the pain.
It has been 48 hours at least since he's had a drink, so he's probably fucking suffering right now, I imagine. I refuse to let him have one, though.
But this suffering, it must have some kind of meaning. A story that will come out of it. Perhaps even a story that you will write yourself.
These are my just desserts. I will endure this pain with dignity.
There's no dignity here. Only reflections of your body mass. Flashes of the day. You keep coming back to yourself in the mirror. But why? To admire all your accomplishments? You're just stuck here, in the half-world. Could try looking at other people. Really looking. But why would you want to start doing that?
Human beings will always betray you.
How many promises have you kept lately, Sir Harry? To the great see-through world. The tenderness.
Whoever voice acted for the ancient reptilian brain is an absolute beast of a human being.
Thou art honourable and just, sire. 'Tis the snakes who are vile, hissing in the grass. Women. It's the women. Look out for the women. They're oath breakers.
Why is my endurance so fucking sexist?
What do you think you're doing right now? Coming to some greater awareness? Look at all these lights, blinking in and out of existence. Thoughts! You're just pretending that you're asleep, even to yourself, while the world goes on without you.
Let it. Let it.
But it never seems to let you go, does it? Time to rise and wipe that shining sweat off as best you can. Gather your bearings. Rock and roll.
Hell yeah, man. Feel so much better after that. Can't you tell? The gloves still have, like, gunk on them. I was kind of hoping after he had a bath it would clean him up. I don't know if the gunk was always there from when we got the gloves, or if that's been added since, you know, fingering the corpse hole. Wish I hadn't said that.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Still a long way off having any chance with that. Alright. I was wondering if we're going to get new stuff with the mirror every day, but I guess not. What can we do with the fan?
The fan stands still.
Pull on the light bulb.
The lights are on.
Huh. Alright. I put the lights on. Look at me go. When it said pull on the light bulb, I thought it meant actually pull on the light bulb, not pull on the switch to turn the lights on. But yeah, I'll turn the lights on. Why not? I've got to cop up for another room now, do I? Good morning. Yeah, I'll talk to you in just 1 second, buddy. I need to make sure my debts
Can
are
I
clear.
help you?
How about my bill for tonight?
Got the 20 real?
I do. just about. It's getting tight now.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
I wonder what happens if I don't have it. Guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, Kim,
Yes?
tell me about the case.
What do you want to know?
What did your preliminary information say about it before you came here?
You mean like a brief? Do you want me to brief you?
Sure, a brief, yeah, that sounds good.
3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found hanged in Martinez. An anonymous caller said there was a dead body behind the Whirling in Rags hostel cafeteria. The cadaver had been there for 4 days. No one had come to investigate. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between the local dock workers and the logistics company Wild Pines. I was told we should approach the death as part of this dispute.
Why didn't we know anything about the caller?
They, classier as we've come to suspect, didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a device of some sort. The desk could identify neither the caller's age nor sex.
So why hide themselves?
There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. We cannot allow that.
Of course, yes, I understand everything now.
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the killer.
Okay, but would you say this is a mysterious case?
No, it's not a particularly mysterious case.
Why not?
The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious than that.
Okay, so the case probably isn't mysterious, but could it be sexy?
There was some interest in this case at my station, but not for the reasons you have in mind. You seem to wish there was
Oh, I guess that settles it then.
Excellent. Was there anything else?
Actually, I think we have all I
Good.
need for now. So, I wanted to ask something about you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation.
Come on, Lieutenant, open up a little.
If you insist. What do you want to know?
Tell me a secret about yourself.
No.
Please?
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something is paralyzing them. You're pretty sure it has something to do with the lieutenant's eyebrow. It's like you're locked down.
What's happening to me?
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like you're a puppet in his hands.
Guess I'll give up, there's nothing I can do.
The lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain control of yourself.
Do you ever talk with yourself?
What do you mean?
You know, when you're thinking, do you ever have, like, conversations with your brain?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary. The lieutenant is a police officer of the old school. His concerns are material and extrinsic. But this isn't an old school case.
So you're saying your brain just, like, never chimes in with advice or warnings or anything?
I can't say that it does, no. When I need to think, I just use my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written.
You're wearing glasses.
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this, but you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
I don't know, I was just observing.
I guess you don't need glasses, then.
That's all for now.
Good. Let's change the subject.
Alright, then, let's go talk to Glacier. since we weren't allowed to do it yesterday. Now that we have the lieutenant in tow, perhaps we'll have a few more little bits and pieces to follow through on up there. Perhaps. Maybe. Maybe. Ugh, it's raining. Gross.
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain?
Has that gone up? I'm sure that was a 3%er as well last time I checked. I don't know. Can you tell me more about Lely the Hanged Man? My partner needs to hear this.
Lely? That was his name?
As I already told your partner, I didn't actually know his name. I just called him Lely. It's short for Lelystad, where he came from.
It was his army name.
Yes. He said his real name wasn't his. I tried to pry it out of him, but he never gave it up. No matter how hard I tried.
Lelystad. That's a good start.
The lieutenant writes it down in his notebook.
We have a few questions you can help us with. A few things a field autopsy alone can't answer.
The young woman cranes her neck, trying to catch a glimpse of the page the lieutenant passed to you. On it is a list of autopsy observations recorded neatly in blue ink. The last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
So where is Lelystad? The place, I mean.
In Oranje, officer. It's, I think municipality is the term. A nowhere town there.
The Lelystad municipality has few boroughs and even fewer cities. It's made of agricultural plots near the border of Gottwald. Executive summary: cows, silos, and wheat.
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was occidental, not mondial. I'll update the form.
So you were both from Oranje?
Yes. We were compatriots.
Did that bring you together?
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together wasn't Oranje. It was bad habits.
No love for Mother Oranje. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
A military man, but not a patriot.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was the making money, killing people kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot.
You don't seem like much of a patriot yourself.
Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Muindi. The old world is dead, and we both knew it. Maybe Oranje did bring us together. In loathing. I love Revachol, though. I hope she loves me, too.
Okay, so how old was he, miss?
He was 42.
42? Are you sure? I would have had him above 50.
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no.
Memory makes us smile.
We even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days. He had little reason to lie to me.
Looks like you were right, officer.
The lieutenant taps on his notebook once, as though assigning some kind of point.
Points are good. Have one, you old dog, before we all die.
Oh, I didn't need that. That's a shame. Did not know this was a competition, Kim.
It isn't. Police work is a cooperative sport.
This is clearly sports for him. Something like archery or darts.
I'll let it be.
The young woman looks at you, then the lieutenant, then you. She's enjoying this.
Right, his eye colour?
Blue. Light blue. They were like little blue galaxies, you know? It was strange, seeing those eyes in his fucked up face. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice.
Not on that radio, he didn't.
Very surprising, what with all the scarring. It was quite something, watching him speak.
He had a combat wound on his chin and mouth.
Yes. severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile. That and those eyes.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember?
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made it oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone.
He had a tattoo. What did it mean?
Oh, that.
What did it represent? Do you know?
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though.
For showing off to chicks? How so?
How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. Scarred, of course. Tattooed. The sheets are dirty for some reason.
Is this Oranese lit?
Is this Oranese lit?
Yes. This is the very essence of Oranese lit. A moment's respite. Dark and hopeless as the struggle itself.
She leans even further back to demonstrate.
He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded with stars. Tens, hundreds of them. Maybe even thousands. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, "Saw some bat shit there. Killed some loincloths." And so it goes. Star after star, port after port, third world country after third world country. And he's done horrible things in every single one of them.
You were the woman in this.
Oh, yeah.
I think we finished with this line of questioning.
All right.
The lieutenant puts the slip back in the notes and observes the young woman for a moment.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee.
Nice room you got here.
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
You have quite the collection of prescription drugs down there.
Thank you. I've put a lot of time and effort into it.
She says without any discernible irony.
Technically, possession of narcotics is legal in Revachol, but you should still reprimand her.
It was quite impressive. How did you amass such a hoard?
With money, sir. It's not exactly the anti-star size caboodle I intend for it to be one day, but it's getting there.
The anti-star is, or was, a Vespertine rock and roll star who liked to do drugs. He did so many drugs, he eventually mutated into a corpse.
You seem to have, among other things, Preptide.
Oh, yes. One of my favorites. It cures many ailments.
Like what?
Like not being able to stay up for 36 hours, not being happy. It cures those ailments. It's just a mirrored speed molecule, basically.
That's all as far as that goes then.
Very funky.
So where does that door lead?
I have no idea, officer.
Well, I have other questions for you.
Okay.
She takes a pensive drag of a cigarette.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
Damn, can't really do much here, can I? We'll return to this later.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42?
That's what she said, yes.
Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen indignity of mortality. He was 42 years old?
Where is this going?
How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol has left its disfigurements. What lies beneath, you wonder? You could ask either one of them.
Miss, how old do you think I am?
Huh. How old do I think you are?
She's buying time to formulate the best answer.
I don't know. 40? I was like 9 when OO peaked. That was what, 19 years ago? I liked them when I was 9. You couldn't have liked it when you were 40. Let's say you were 20-something. 25. A good disco age. 25 plus 19 is 44. I'm gonna say you're 44.
44? You think so?
Look, at the end of the day, age is just a number, you know?
Yes, miss, but for him that number is 56.
Wait. This requires scientific measurements.
Bring it on, I'm not afraid of the truth.
To the laboratorium.
Oh, I'm still studying my wasteland of reality. I do wanna generate this. Did Kim actually know? Was that an actual fact, or was he just guessing also? Because I don't know. Now that I've not really thought about it, but now that they're bringing it up, like this guy, he's still got like a full head of hair. He's haggard, but that's how you would look from large amounts of alcohol, right? I don't know. I'd definitely say he's in his 40s. 50 seems a bit of a highball, I would say. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. So what now? Oh. Well, look who it is.
Hi, gendarme. Another rendezvous.
There he is again, the smoker on the balcony. Right here in the whirling in rags. Hello.
Hello, hello. So what brings you here?
Tell me again about that muscular type who came to investigate the crime.
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
And what did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
Yeah, okay, I think we know who this is. What did you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
And he believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Your Sunday friend. The witness.
No, I don't think it came up.
Besides muscular, did he have any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries. He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
Interesting. We know Lely was Oranese, but I mean, I can't really pick accents out in this game particularly well. Was the strike buster guy, the guy at the gates, the other mercenary, was he Oranese as well? Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Alright, thanks for the information.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
So I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
You were right, he was magical. Magically bureaucratic.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
What are you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
What does that mean? A Sunday friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
What was he doing in your place in the middle of the night?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
And who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return where?
To his opportunities in Occident, Sur la Clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
I don't want to talk to other people. I want to talk to you.
What about
are you
me,
doing?
gendarme?
What are you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I live here. My room is right upstairs.
Convenient. But what are you doing here? Talking to me?
I apparently am not allowed to give an answer to that, so I will leave instead.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Interesting. Interesting. I mean, they clearly refuse to come out and say it, but that's clearly a gay relationship, right? Not quite sure why they're dancing around the issue so much, but like, I don't know if he's like a gigolo or if he's just a guy who happens to enjoy having a fling with that businessman bloke. But I don't know. I don't know exactly how that all works. And they're clearly not willing to give me much information on the matter, so I guess there's no reason to. It's not really any of my business, is it? Hello.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
Absolutely nothing. I don't know why I came to talk to you, honestly. I'm just sort of doing the rounds at this point. We've spoken to a bunch of people. I guess I could continue to do the rounds to talk to anyone else, Evrart, the other mercenary, see if there's anything we can get out of them, but I guess more pressing right now is the fact that, has this person just been stood here reading this book all for like 2 days at this point? It's getting a bit silly at this point. Ignore that. We should be able to open the gate now. We should be able to unlock more city. This isn't how you get there. And more city is going to mean a lot more opportunities. It means we can investigate, hopefully, the 3 additional positions where the sniper could have been. It means we can help the cryptozoologist, potentially. It means a lot of things. Alright. Don't mind me, lads. Can I just, mind if I just, can I just,
A rusting control panel with loose
pull it.
wire. You grab the handle and pull the lever up. As soon as the metal connects against the contact pins, you hear a loud clunk. Then, the water lock starts moving.
This game doesn't do anything quickly, does it? Oh, it's still going, holy shit.
Okay, if we ever need to get to the coast, then this is the way. But please, contain your wanderlust for now. I don't want us to get sidetracked, not with everything that's going on.
I'm not getting sidetracked, I know exactly where I'm going.
Focus on one thing, achieve it, then the next, he thinks. That's the task chain.
Ooh, new area, who dis? What is this? The radio relay hums with electricity. Sure does. Wow, look at all this. Look at all this wonder before me. A broken fence and a tree. Beautiful. Truly beautiful. Someone has broken the fence and the barbed wire. Okay. Don't know why they'd do that. Oh, it's a boat. There's a boat tucked away underneath the tarpaulin cover. Can we have it? Is it
Great
ours?
news. The boat is big enough for a grown man like you to fit underneath it in a supine position.
Great news, I found somewhere new to sleep.
Huh?
I said, great news, I found somewhere new to sleep. Under this boat. Here, it'll be free.
Sarcastic self-pity is not what we need at this moment, officer. I understand the situation looks grim, but we must continue with our investigation.
He's just jealous of my hobo cop tendencies. I'm just sort of like wandering about and taking shit in right now. I know I do have specific goals, and I completely gave up on them immediately. Footprints in the snow. They lead away from the accident. The accident? Seems the walker was either very confused or drunk out of his mind. The underside of the boat has recently been tarred. What accident? Ooh. Who might you be? I guess we'll find out next time on Joe Plays Disco Elysium. And then do some more things on Joe Plays Disco Elysium. And have a great time on Joe Plays Disco Elysium. Bye. On Joe Plays Disco Elysium.